at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Right, so I work night shifts. What times would you recommend eating my meals? Can I interject? I really dislike these questions. I really dislike this. No, Molly.
We ask people for questions, and you're
Molly
saying
Fit.
that
No, I'm going to be honest. Molly Fit 24. Awful question.
I don't think it's an awful question.
No, in the sense of, I'm not saying it's a bad question. It's more so like, we don't know her routine. We don't know
kind of
how many night shifts she's doing a week. Is she swapping
Let's say she works night shifts.
Hey, you've made me sound like You've made me sound like a.
Yeah, because we're trying to make it nice. We're trying to be good podcast hosts. Let's say she works 5 days a week, like a normal 9 to 5, but she doesn't work 9 to 5. She works 12
but
till
we're assuming this.
8. Yeah, exactly.
Molly, I do apologise. I just more so mean.
No, she works 10 till 6, don't you, Molly? You work 10 till 6, Thursday to Tuesday, don't you, Molly? You have Wednesday. No, you have Thursday to Monday. You have Tuesday and Wednesday off.
Okay.
How would you manage that?
Just eat your meals when you're awake. Imagine, just eat your meals when you're awake. No. So I always say to clients, like, don't put too much pressure on yourself when it comes to like if it's a new role. Roughly, if let's say you're working with somebody, let's say someone signs up. I had Sandeep, who actually signed up, and he was obviously working night shifts, and he asked a few questions regarding what you should be doing structure-wise. And I said, like, have a look at the meals and have a look at when you're going to be hungry. Have a look at when you're waking up. The likelihood, let's say, if it's like a one-off, let's say you're just doing 2 night shifts per week, you're probably not going to be hungry at 3 a.m. Like your body's not going to be in sync. So I would just make sure to kind of maintain proper hydration and almost look upon it as like almost like a 24-hour project of, let's say, getting in your meals relative to the times you're awake. And if, let's say, you potentially maybe miss a meal or have a meal, like say an extra meal when you're going to be more hungry, and it's spaced out appropriately and it's not going to ruin digestion, overall over a week it's not going to make a massive difference. It might make a manipulation to training, but I'd more so argue the training manipulations in a potential negative sense would more so just be from routine and structure and sleep. So it's one of them where, like, I know personally if it was myself, I would probably have like a different sort of approach where I'd minimise the amount of food that I'd be eating while I'm on shift at night, unless my job was horrendous boring. I just thought, I can just
need to eat loads.
Yeah, I can just no. Because to be fair, like if I fly away on, like, let's say if I'm on a plane, I'll always bring like 2 or maybe 3 meals depending on how long the flight is, just because it makes the time go a bit quicker. And I'm sat around not really doing anything, you know. And like it means away from that, like I can just get my meals in there. So it's like. And again, you might have preferences, and this is the reason why I said I don't mean to be rude to Molly asking a question. So Finn's made me feel really bad, but it's more so a sense of when are you hungry? What's your routine?
I don't know though, because like I feel like that's an easy way. Like let's say, for example, if we were trying to live the lifestyle we live, but we did night shifts, we wouldn't just go, oh, just eat when you're hungry, because we take it more seriously than that.
We wouldn't be hungry, really.
Yeah, exactly. So, like you said, the best way of doing it, probably, mate, when you take a drink, you need to get away from that mic.
Finn, look at my thing.
Yeah, I know, it's all slurpy. Honestly,
you are so picky.
Next time.
Yeah. Finn, let me drink.
Let me drink. Mate, please don't do it in the mic.
Mate,
honestly, when we listen to it back,
I did it here.
Yeah, but it's like the loudest slurp I've ever heard.
Yeah, but that's how these bottles work. Right, I'll take the lid off. I'll take the lid off, alright?
Yeah, and do it quietly as well. Take the lid off quietly.
Take the lid off.
Oh, mate, I've got water on my ankle. Yeah, so if that was us, let's say, and we work 10 till 6, yeah, I would get into a routine where, and again, it wouldn't be ideal, of course it wouldn't. Yeah, you know, our circadian rhythms aren't set up to basically live that kind of lifestyle and be up through the night and eat through the night, but I would get up I'd get into a routine where I'd basically train prior to work, because I'd rather do that than work through the night and then train after. So I'd get up, I'd train before work, then I'd work what would be, let's say, 10 till 6, and then I'd try and get into a routine where I get home and maybe have a couple of hours, then I go to sleep. I'd get some blackout blinds, I would put some blue light blockers on, like while I'm at work, if that's something you're allowed to do, it depends on the job obviously. Yeah. I would listen to some relaxing music on the way home, because obviously it's going to be like the sun's coming up and people are getting up and, you know, morning radios on and stuff like that. If you listen to that on the way home to go to bed, like, it's not going to work. So, you know, it's not an ideal scenario, but try and create your own kind of bubble when you're doing that, in terms of, right, okay, this is when I get up, this is when I train, this is when I go to bed, this is when I eat. And exactly like Reece said, like, you know, your body's not tuned to eat loads of food through the night when you should be asleep. You get more accustomed to it over time, but it might be where you have a big pre-workout meal and a big post-workout meal.
And also like the intra-workout, like the...
So yeah, by the time you've done that, you're then on your way to work. You might then have 2 small meals.
Yeah, you could easily
You
have
sorted.
shakes and stuff like
Yeah.
that, like, and that could be something
Easy.
you just have on shift.
You have two whey isolate shakes, or even like whey isolate and a bit of fruit, something like that. And you have your 2 main meals or your 3 main meals pre, intra, post.
Yeah.
You could easily get a couple of thousand calories in there, and then you could easily get maybe another 1,000 calories in through the night. Obviously, if you're somebody who needs a lot more, then add some fats to that shake. Add some olive oil. Add some peanut butter. You know, take some dark chocolate with you, whatever it may be. Like, that's kind of how I would approach it.
Yeah.
But again, like, it's not an ideal scenario, but that's fine. Not everybody has an ideal scenario to work around, but you have to work around it in some way.
Yeah, no, I agree. Would you modulate a training split differently? Like, would you run like
It
because
depends,
I
because it's-
personally wouldn't probably run like a fixed rotation. I'd probably have like a push pull lower with like a rest day that I like 2 rest days per 5 days, and I just manipulate them based on my week setup. So
That's
like,
the only thing. What I'm saying is, and the thing is, this usually isn't the case. But let's say it's somebody who works 5 days in a row,
Yeah.
like a usual office
Yeah,
job,
yeah,
but in the
but it's the
evening.
other way around,
But
yeah.
most people, if they work night shifts,
so
it's
inconsistent,
4 nights
yeah.
on, then 3 days off, then 4 days, then
Yeah.
3 days off, then 4 nights. So
that's why I would
yeah,
run.
I would
I'd
have
be a bit more flexible.
probably
with my
a
training.
3-day split, maybe a 6-day split,
Yeah,
like or 3 sessions or 6 sessions.
Yeah.
So 2 rotations of like a pull push legs.
yeah, that's what I do.
And yeah, just rotate based on
Yeah.
that.
I'd
Just make
have,
sure
like-
you're not having any more than like 1 day off in a row.
Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah. I'd literally have 5 days. I'd have every 5 days 3 training sessions, and I'd move the 2 rest days
Based on
depending
how
on
you can.
depending on when I'm going to be best in line to train. So with what me and Finn do, like we've always ran like a Sunday to Monday sort of training split, or Sunday to Sunday, like 7-day training split, where we every single Monday we're training, Tuesday we're training, Wednesday we're training, Thursday we're resting, Friday we're training, Saturday we're training, Sunday we're resting, and I don't think that would be successful in a phase where it is on and off. And
No,
days
I
move
think
around.
I think yeah, I think
Well, it
you're
could
right.
be successful, but I don't think it'd be optimal.
I think it would be more stressful doing a fixed split if you have a shift pattern that isn't fixed.
Yeah.